Sorry again, I was very lax in my remembering to bring you along. I'm in Ruby, the minivan, but she's a mess. I'm already home. So, when I left yesterday, I'm trying to remember where I left off talking to you, but I thought I was going to take a while to get home, so I got home yesterday. So I left the campground. I was supposed to check out at 1. I checked out probably about 12:30. Almost 12:30. And I got on the road. And when I mapped the route, which I have never mapped that direction before, I saw it and it said 5.5 hours, and I know to calculate with all the stopping I usually need to do 6-7 hours. I thought, well, I'll probably have to stop somewhere. See, normally I'd go back up 5 and I'd stop at Ashland Rest Stop, the Oregon Welcome Center. But I'd never gone the other way, and I didn't realize the coastal route back to Oregon, or at least to my area, I could have gone up, but that would have been to western Oregon. So apparently, I just went along with what Waze, which is the map I use, told me to do. And it took me past Ashland. It was a beautiful drive. So if you ever have a chance to drive the coastal route from Oregon to California, it's at least up to I think it dropped me just below Salem, I want to say. Anyway, so I went up Highway 101. It cut me over to Highway 20, and then 199, and then 99 to I-5. And I just decided to be open and just see where Waze took me, because every time I made an exit, I liked what I was driving. It was very low traffic, hardly anybody except some trucks and a few other cars on the road, and beautiful weather, just perfect mild temperatures in the mid 60s to low 70s, off and on. It would just do this. At night it was getting down to the 50s, but that was it. And so I just went with it. I was going to go with it and trust the process and trust in myself. And I was so proud of myself that I made that trip, because I've been trying to go down up and down the coast for a while. I've been afraid to, because a couple times I did in the past, or I tried to, I ended up bailing out back over to 5 because it was so treacherous and scary. And usually the weather, I think in both cases it was kind of rainy and the roads were not good. Now they've done all the construction. They're almost finished at the top of California, just before you get to Oregon. They still have some areas where they're still finishing, but it's almost done, and it's beautiful. The whole Redwood Highway is a beautiful drive. So I'm driving along, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to stop somewhere at the base of Oregon and camp for the night, so I'm not driving at night. But it spit me out on I-5 just below Salem, and I started to realize, wait a minute, did I pass Ashland? And I thought, and I looked at the time, and it's like I only had like 157 miles or something like that. I'm like, that can't be right. It can't be right. And I'm like, if that's the case, I'm just going to keep driving home. And it said I would get home at, well, I stopped, so it kept changing. So first it said I would get home at 5:30, and then I stopped, and it said I would get home at, so I ended up, by the time I stopped, and I ended up just keep going. I stopped at rest stops, and thought, well, I feel okay. I got out, I stretched, went to the bathroom, took the dogs out potty, and got back in. And I just made sure I had my water and my snacks handy every time I got out. And next thing I know, 132 miles left, and I'm sitting at the rest stop going, it says I'll get home at 6:30. I'm like, what am I going to stop for? I didn't need to stop. I was like, this is great. So I text my daughter and I told her what I think. I said, I think I passed Ashland. I didn't expect to do that. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, maybe because I don't know this route, I didn't realize that I must have passed Ashland and Medford, because she told me, well, if I needed to stop, I could stop in Medford. But turns out I was past all that. So I just thought, oh, I'm going to get home before dark, which is all I need. So I got home at about 6:45. No, I got home because I looked at the clock when I hit Eugene, and it was exactly 7 o'clock when I hit Eugene last night. And I was just so full of joy to be going home. Didn't have to pay for another campground or figure out where to stealth camp. I can't really stealth camp because those two dogs, they have to go out at night, and they will bark at anything that walks by the van. So I can't really stealth camp. I have to do campgrounds or rest stops. And rest stops are sketchy. And even the campground I was at when I was talking to you ended up being a little sketchy itself. As I was leaving, I saw an interaction between, there was this, it seemed like a couple living out of tents, because they were set up. They looked like they lived there. And they kind of had that vibe that maybe they were using drugs or whatever. The way I could hear them talking that night when I went in, I kind of wondered. But I parked so far away from them that I forgot about it. I just like, well, whatever. They're doing their thing. No big deal. You know, I'm going through hard times. They're homeless or whatever. No big deal. But the next day, as I'm leaving, I had to go over to the bathroom on the way out, I stopped at the bathroom, and that's where the trash was. I dropped off my trash, and so I was closer to the camp. And this Mustang pulls up, very nice, newish Mustang, with a guy in it, and a gal gets out that was driving, and she goes over to this other woman. They're having some conversation. I heard bits and pieces, and I'm just going to say I heard enough that I kind of started to catch wind about what they were going to do and why he was there with them. He was pimping them. They went back over to the car. The other gal wouldn't go all the way close to the guy. And then he said to them, "You better bring something back for me, or else." And I thought, and then he's just sitting in the car with the door open. And then he got out and kind of looked at me, and I thought, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So I got the heck out of there, because I have a feeling that was, he was pimping them out for drugs. And that's very sad that those women were being trafficked like that. But they're older women, and they weren't girls, so I didn't really know, you know. I just want to be safe and get out of there. So, anyway, I have to be careful with those campgrounds too, apparently. But anyway, I was fine. I just minded my business and went on my business. So, anyway, I really enjoyed the drive up, and so that's just a tip to make sure you pay close attention to the other people around when you're camping, and try to stay clear of them. My first instinct was right, so it's probably what motivated me to park way over. Didn't realize what that instinct was telling me, but in the morning I realized. Anyway, I had a great time the whole trip, and I got back faster, and the route was faster than the one I usually take. And on the way down, I-5 had a ton of construction and traffic, so that tells me that California was working on the coastal highways first, and they're still going on I-5, so it might be the better route to go these days right now anyway, until they get everything done. So I got home last night, and I was so freaking tired. So tired. I could barely, I came in, and I was gonna get on I remember thinking I should get on and video record, being home. And I got to trying to get what I needed out of the van. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get what I need out of the van and leave the rest for today. This is what I'm doing today. Not the rest, but I'm getting a little bit done today. But, and I was like, dude, I feel like I need my bathtub. So I made myself a quick sandwich. I fed the dogs. I put cold food and stuff away. I ran a hot bath. I checked in with everybody that I needed to. Ran a hot bath, completely forgot about recording anything. Soaked in the bath, and it was all I could do to get myself ready for bed. And I laid down, and I was out. Except for the 2 times I had to get up to let the dog out. I didn't even want to get up to go to the bathroom. That's how asleep I was. I slept so good. I slept like 8.5 hours. And so that's the end of this trip. I had a great time. Couple little sketchy things going on along the way, but it was a great trip. So I will take you through the process of breaking down this van, because this is going to be the time. Every few months or so I try to clean the whole thing out, like take it all apart and start and do it all over again. I haven't done that in a long time. Last time I took part of it apart and moved some things around, but I didn't take everything out. So this time, it's summer, I'm going to have my grandson help me strip this thing out and redo it. So stay tuned for that, because there's going to be a bit of a transformation of Ruby the minivan. She's going to be much cleaner and more organized, at least. And also, because I'm home, check out my other videos where I do a lot of home, like homestead, homemade cooking and stuff. Because I'm home and I'm nearly out of food. And instead of just going and buying a whole bunch of stuff, I can't really afford and don't want to spend the money on, because I'm frugal like that, I am going to start making, because I need to use up some of my stock, my pantry stuff anyway. It's time to start going through my pantry again. So I need to start using it up and finding ways to use it. So I'll be doing a lot of, and since it's spring and summer, it's going to be more quick cooking projects. And so stay tuned. If you want any frugal food bank, you know, figuring out how to get really creative with food, free food, and discounted food, then stay in touch. Stay tuned and look out for videos. I'm about to do a roast for the dogs in the crock pot. That's kind of easy. That's one of the ways I'm frugal and save money. I get free meat from the food bank, cook it for the dogs, and it helps supplement the cost of feeding them. So anyway, look out for, I'll be doing a lot of like smoothies, salads, frozen desserts, cold stuff, juices, and then prepping food so that I don't have to do so much cooking. So batch preps. So stay tuned for those. Okay, well, we've been back and working on Ruby, getting her cleaned out. I have to, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull out all these rugs, make sure I don't have mold. So far I don't see any, but I got to make sure I wash all these. So for now, I'm bringing out, so I've cleaned out most everything that was in here. I need to empty that out and reorganize all of this stuff. Refigure how much clothes I need, what kind of clothes I need, and food. I'm going to do that all over again because my daughter wants to go to the coast next Friday for Mother's Day weekend. So I thought I had all summer to work on this van, and I don't. I only have 1 week. So we'll be cleaning it up, and my grandson's coming tomorrow after his game to help me with some heavier stuff. All right, let's get going. Oh, and I didn't show you, I already cleaned up the front's pretty much all cleared out. Dog stuff, I have to clean it and try to wash it and buff it out a little bit to see how if the paint blends anymore. So I pulled the van in before I realized I wanted to film. So just trust me that the other side looks way better because it doesn't have the damage that was repaired on this side. But I just washed the whole van. Ruby got a bath, first bath in a really long time. And I'm trying to walk. My foot is really hurting because I've overdone it. But she is clean and shiny. And let's see if we can get, it's all clean down that side too.